Hi everyone. So I've got a really special episode. As you know, the DC event Dark Knight's Metals is coming. It's coming out. The tie-ins are coming out. It's been an amazing adventure that Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo has taken us on. I expect great things from Dark Knight's Metal. I think it's going to be bigger than Convergence. I think it's going to be bigger than New 52 and Final Crisis. Maybe not as big as Crisis on Infinite Earths, after all, that did reorganize the comic books and bring them into the modern world as we know it. But I do think it'll outdo all the recent ones: Final Crisis, Flashpoint, Convergence, and so on. I think that it's going to offer a new perspective. And I'm not just saying that because Dark Knight Metals is Batman-centric, because after all, Final Crisis was very Batman-centric, but I really think that it's going to bring in a new twist on all of our favorite characters, and especially the Batman family. Now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a hat, it's because I'm having a bad hair day, and I could not get my hair to cooperate before I did this shoot, so I just said, forget that, I'm going to go with the hat. So I know it's a little awkward because it's like kind of casting a shadow on my face, on my very beautiful face. I've got like a 10 o'clock shadow. I say that because it's 2 5s. But, okay, sorry, that was a bad dad joke. But anyway, I just want you to sit back, have a good time, because today it is Dark Knight's Metals exclusive episodes. I'm going to be reviewing some of their newest stuff. So sit back, relax, and welcome to Studio Jake. Okay, jumping right into this review. Sorry you can't see my mouth. That's because I'm Batman. Anyway, this is Dark Knight's Metal #2. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo have the top seats in this one. Sorry for the reflection. Just so you know, this cover is very glossy, awesome and glossy, and I love the picture. You can see it's the DC Trinity: Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. They're coming face to face with a dimensional entity. Now, I want to warn you, this review for this particular one, #2, it does contain some spoilers. So if you haven't gotten the issue yet and you don't want to have anything given away, you can go ahead and skip a little bit ahead too, because I'm also reviewing a couple of others, but in this episode. But anyway, this review does have spoilers, so just want to let you know. So basically what happens in part 1, we saw how which launched Metal, we saw the Gotham get absorbed by this dimensional rift, and it was replaced by a mountain of all things. So the Blackhawks let the Justice League know what's going on, and Batman immediately goes into action, and he flees. And so, and as you can see, when this dimensional rift opens, Superman's up in space, and you can see, I don't know if you can see with this, but there's all these crevices are forming, and they're forming the bat insignia. Now, they're all, the Justice League immediately goes looking for Batman. He has fake signals sent out all over the world. As you can see, the Justice League is trying to find him. Superman is unique because he actually knows Batman's heartbeat. He can recognize it individually. So he and the Justice League, they finally locate Batman. I should say Cyborg finds him, but they're running into more decoys. And then they even get Swamp Thing involved. That's how crazy it is. So Batman is trying to, of course, Batman being Batman, he feels like this particular one is his fault, because these metals, these Dark Knight metals, they're attracted to him. And why him in particular? Well, and this is where the spoiler comes in. The Court of Owls, they make a comeback in this issue, as you can see from this dude right here. They unlock this dimensional being, these dimensional beings, and they are Batman from other dimensions, but they're different from Earth Prime's Batman in that they have either stolen, powers from other superheroes, and you can see that, you can see that here. You can kind of get a glimpse. Now, this guy right here is the leader of this group. Now, I don't know exactly who he is or what he's up to, but this story is incredible. And they're all coming into Earth Prime because their dimensions have been broken down. And so they want to come to Earth Zero, as Earth Prime is called, in order to take it over, basically, since they pretty much destroyed their dimensions. But it's this, I have to admit, I was very impressed with this. I highly recommended the writing, the artwork in it. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo make an amazing team. I mean, they really know what they're doing. They really capture Batman. They really capture Superman and Wonder Woman. I would love to see them team up on DC Trinity and do a storyline there. Not to say that I don't like the guys who's running it now, but I think these guys really capture the big three of the DC universe. So definitely head to your local comic book store, pick a copy up of Dark Knight's Metal #2. Okay, so now we're coming to a unique metal tie-in. This is part of the Dark Knight story. Now, as I showed you in Dark Knight Metal's #2 review, there's all these different interdimensional Batmen who are coming together to take over Earth Prime, and that's what Dark Knight's Metal is all about. So this one covers the Batman from Earth 52. Now, I don't know a lot about Earth 52 in the multiverse. In fact, I don't know anything about it. But in this universe, Batman builds a Batmobile that is based on the same technology as the Flash's dimensional treadmill, which allows him greater access to the Speed Force. And so Batman, in this universe, he decides that he can't save Gotham just by being Batman. So he actually captures the Flash and ties him to this interdimensional Batmobile, and he merges himself with the Speed Force by sacrificing Barry Allen. And so Batman, he becomes Red Death, and he uses the Speed Force powers, and instead of doing the Batman thing and capturing them, he just goes on this rampant killing spree, which I really think this issue is showing you what would happen if Batman crossed the line, because there's a lot of posers out there who are like, we want Batman to kill, or we want Batman to have superpowers. I think this issue is meant to show you if Batman had the kind of power as, saying, Flash did, it wouldn't just be about justice anymore. It would be all about vengeance. And I'm a Batman purist, and look, I know that pre-Crisis Batman had 2 guns and that he killed bad guys and stuff. And Bill Finger later changed it to where Batman doesn't kill anymore. He's the one who set up the no gun rule. So I really think that I'm a Batman purist as far as that goes. I think because Batman is ordinary and he doesn't use his abilities to kill criminals, I think that's what separates him from his villains. There's too many Punishers in the comic books, and I think Batman's code of honor, his sense of morality, I think that is what makes him unique in the world of vigilantism. But anyway, and I should say comic book vigilantism. But anyway, and man, I know I'm butchering these names, but it was written by Joshua Williamson and Carmine Di Giudominici. Oh, if guys, please let me know, and girls, please let me know in the comments below if how I'm mispronouncing these names. These guys are amazing. I really enjoyed this comic book. It was really interesting, really fascinating. We've seen Batman be Green Lantern. We've seen Batman be Superman. We've seen Batman be a pirate, but we've never seen Batman as a speedster before. Or again, am I wrong about that? Let me know in the comments. I like to think of myself as a walking Batman encyclopedia. I don't think that's been done before. But anyway, it's very fascinating, very interesting. I can't wait to see what else this Red Death Batman is going to do. Um, but yeah, definitely, definitely taking part. Now, you see this red sky thing? This is something that I've noticed that whenever the universes are breaking down, whenever there's a DC event, they always make the skies red. And that's how you know they've done this for several DC dimensional reboots. So, the Red Death Batman, he's witnessing his dimension falling apart, and that's why he's going to Earth Prime with the other metal Batman, sorry. But anyway, Batman, the Red Death, definitely pick up your copy. It's a great DC metal tie-in. Okay, so now we have Batman, another metals tie-in, Dark Knights, Batman the Murder Machine. Now, again, this is a unique one. As you can see, Batman's rummaging through the street, and he's wiping out other superheroes. You can see he kills the Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. Now, this Batman is from Earth 44, and again, this is another dimension. I have no idea what's in it. But in this dimension, Alfred, as you can see here, he's a casualty of Batman's war on crime. Bane kills Alfred because the villains figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, so they kill him. Now, Batman decides to use Cyborg's technology to, you can see him talking with Victor here. He decides to use Cyborg's technology to create an artificial intelligence Alfred that's put together with nanotechnology. Now, you might think, oh, that's so sweet. He's keeping his famous butler alive, but actually, that's not what happens. Batman is grief-stricken by Alfred, and so he messes up and he doesn't test the program properly. And so this Alfred program becomes corrupted, but instead of, and as you can see here it is, but instead of Batman trying to fix it, what he's calling the Alfred protocol, instead of trying to fix it, Batman starts going along with it. And in fact, he allows it to merge with him. And so we have this cyborg Batman, the next in the line of DC Metal's comic books. Now, Batman becomes the cyborg of his Earth 44, and he uses his abilities to wipe out the Justice League. And again, unlike the Red Death Batman, this one doesn't really explain why he joins the Dark Knights, the evil Dark Knights. It doesn't really explain that very well. But outside of that, it's a really interesting story. It's a unique take on Batman, seeing him as this kind of cyborg. Now, I know they've done cyborg Batmans in a few other Elseworld stories, but it was still kind of cool to see this perspective. You don't really get to see him in this kind of capacity, but it's really neat. And so here we see him, the Dark Knight, the cyborg Batman of Earth 44. He's fighting with Earth Prime Cyborg, Victor Stone. I really like how they've made Victor Stone grow up. It's really cool seeing him go from Teen Titan to Justice Leaguer. If any character deserved a promotion, it's Cyborg. So I'm really glad to see that. Now, one last thing. This one has this poster, this inside poster. Now, this guy is the leader of the evil Dark Knights, and it says, "The final Dark Knight is Bruce Wayne's greatest nightmare." Now, he kind of looks, I'm going to give you a close-up, he kind of looks like the Joker, with a Joker smile. So is this a Jokerized Batman? I'm not really sure. I couldn't really tell you just from the poster, but it looks interesting. I can't wait to see that one. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. Batman, the Murder Machine, Dark Knights, Metal tie-in. Definitely pick this one up at your local comic book store. Alright, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of Studio Jake. Now, I want to address one final thing. I realized last week I forgot to put up a vlog. I apologize for that. It just completely slipped my mind. I didn't realize it till Friday, yesterday, that I hadn't put a vlog up. I'm so sorry. I meant to do something, but I completely forgot about it. So, my apologies. Did not mean for that to happen. I'll try to be more, have my vlogs ready, more available, because I want to do something off the cuff, because a lot of times I do like a snippet from the week's episode, but I want to do something unique, and I forgot. It completely slipped my mind. So I apologize for that. That is my bad. Now, if you want to see more comic book reviews, I'm going to be reviewing definitely the Metals tie-ins. I've got Gotham Resistance, but I want to get all the parts of it before I review it. I'm also going to review, of course, the Dawnbreaker, which just came out this month. And if you would like that to be one of my vlogs, let me know if you don't want to wait for next Saturday to see it. So without further ado, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to find me on Twitter at RealJacobArry, Facebook, author Jacob Arry. Find me on Instagram, real.jacob.arry, and you can pick up your copy of my paranormal novel Cacophony. It's about angels and demons. It's about how faith and fear affect the supernatural world around us, and as such affects us. So definitely pick up your copy on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe to Studio Jake. Tell all your friends about me, and I'll see you next week with a brand new episode. Love you guys and gals. Thank you for watching.